Hi, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get straight into the content of this free training. So today I'm going to share with you how you, yes you, can become a fearless and on purpose public speaker and presenter. So this presentation is for you if you know that you've got something to say, that you want to tell your story, and you let fear stop you, which a lot of people do. We know that public speaking is our greatest fear in general terms, apart from death. And I know that you want to make an impact and that you want your stories and your message to be on purpose. And what I mean by on purpose is hitting people in the heart, not just in the head. And if you've never really understood how to craft a presentation, which is so common, I've even had conversations with potential clients about that today. Anton, can you teach me just how to structure a presentation? Absolutely. This presentation is for you. Now, I value your time. I appreciate you. And I'm going to make a commitment right here, right now, that I will give you value today. I will give you content that you can go away and use straight away. And I'll also make a commitment that if you stay to the end of this presentation, this training, I'll give you my email address so that you can email me for a free copy of one of my 5 books. One of those books is an international best-selling book. And the other thing is, I will also give you the opportunity, if it's okay, for you to jump on a call with me. If you feel that you'd like to take your knowledge base of public speaking and presenting to the next level, please jump on a call. I'm going to give you my calendar link so that you can jump into that calendar. Now, let's get into the content, because there's 3 things that I want to unpack with you today, because there's 3 steps to becoming fearless and on purpose. And the first one is how you prepare. We've come up with, or I've come up with, the fearless preparation method, because there's preparation and then there's fearless preparation to get you really set up to go to point number 2, which is to present on purpose, which that means is, why are you actually there? What's the purpose of your session? And what stories can you tell that are relevant, that are relatable, and that are revealing, so that you reveal something about yourself or about your learning to your audience? And then the third thing is, when are you going to take action? And what action is that going to be? And at the end of this presentation, you'll know exactly what that action looks like. So I know that because of this system, and I love that photo, I know that this system has changed my life because of what I want to share with you today. I've been lucky enough to speak around this great country of ours. I've spoken overseas. I've spoken throughout the country. I've spoken to a group in Thailand that couldn't speak English. That was interesting. That was a real challenge. I've built several 6-figure businesses. I've built a 7-figure turnover business. Now that was an amazing thing to be able to do. I've written 5 books. One of them was an international bestseller. And most of all, I'm living my dream, and I haven't had a full-time job for 15 years. All of because what I'm going to share with you today. Now, I'm going to take you back to where it all started. This slide is left blank intentionally. It all started in a really horrific way for me. And if you don't like gory photos, I'm going to show you a burns photo of what I look like. So now's the time to look away, and I'll tell you when it's off the screen, or you can have a look at it and you can see where it all started for me personally. Here's a photo of what I look like when I got burnt in 1994. I was only 21 years of age. I was an electrician. I did something really silly and I blew myself up, and I could have been killed that day. I literally could have been killed, and potentially should have been killed with the silly thing that I did. I stuck a steel ruler on a switchboard. It's like sticking a knife in a toaster, and I came in contact with 20,000 degrees C of arc flash, or a blast, an explosion that led me to intensive care, the burns unit, having all of that skin forcibly removed over about a 5-week period. I was doing a 5-minute job. I was trying to save 5 minutes. I went home about 5 weeks later. And it was horrific. It really was. And I spent, and if you've looked away, that photo's gone now. I spent 10 years being angry and upset and wild at the world for letting that happen to me. Why me? Why did that happen to me? finally, after 10 years, I wanted to talk about it and I wanted to tell everyone about it. I was afraid of what people would say. And I actually didn't know if it was a story worth telling. Then, when I wanted to really start talking about it, I was crippled. And I don't mean affected, I mean crippled by fear. And I had this thing, if there is such a thing still, called stage fright. The biggest thing that I used to experience was I used to lose my breath. My breath would go. And it still happens to this day, not speaking, it's just when I get really anxious, I struggle to talk properly. So I had to teach myself how to get through that. I wanted to tell my story, but I didn't know how to. I didn't think people would listen. I didn't even know where to start. How do you start a story? I know now. And back then I was a budding speaker, too scared to tell my story, even though I ideally wanted to. So finally, one day, I got totally committed. And I'll tell you what I did. I quit my job. Literally walked into the boss's office and said, "Boss, I'm out. I'm finished. I'm going to become a speaker." And of course, he said, "Anton, you're a bit mad." My wife said the same thing when I got home, and she said, "We have 2 home loans, 2 kids. We had 1 job, and we don't have 2 adults living here anymore. We only have 1 adult in the house, and it's not you, Anton," she said. I said, "Okay, thanks for the feedback, baby." Now, all I thought I needed to become a speaker was PowerPoint. Great. An audience, get me in front of people. And then all of a sudden I needed to enthrall them, which that was what I was not so good at doing. I had the PowerPoint, had the audience, and like that lady there that's what I saw a lot of when I started speaking. So I didn't realize there was a recipe. The big problem was I didn't know how to prepare. I didn't know the right way to prepare. I prepared a bit. Well, sometimes I just winged it. And we've all heard that saying, "I'm just going to wing it." There is a right way to prepare, and it's fearlessly prepare. And you know what? I kept speaking and I kept putting people to sleep. I even went around asking people what to do. So how do I do this thing? Now that I'm a speaker, how do I do this thing? And no one really had the silver bullet for me. No one really had the answer. Then I thought I'd go and watch someone. So I picked the world's best motivational speaker, Tony Robbins. There he is. So I went for 3 years running down to his live event in Sydney, Australia. I went down and I watched him, and I thought if I could see what he was doing, I could just copy that and I just do the same thing. You know what? I tried to become him, and that didn't work. You can't be someone else. You've got to be yourself. So I kept speaking. I kept trying. You know what? I think I knew deep down in my heart of hearts that I wasn't great at this thing. I wasn't a great speaker. I kept putting people to sleep, even though they started agreeing with me. And how did I know they were agreeing with me? And that doesn't happen anymore, thank God. I still knew. I knew deep down in my heart of hearts that there had to be a way. I knew that I could get good at this thing. And then one day I found a book by a guy called Tom Antion. Strange enough, his surname is very similar to my first name, which is what caught my eye. And he talked about the importance of putting together a well-structured presentation, which I never had really done before. And he showed me what a structure was, because I thought I could structure a presentation. I couldn't. I thought I could tell a story, and I couldn't. And how did I know that? Because I was putting people to sleep. And I really never ever got this call to action thing. And I never really got in a presentation how you start it, what happens in the middle, and how you continue it, and then how to close it out. And I didn't know what the greatest public speakers of the world were doing, which Tom was able to explain, because he was obviously a successful speaker. And so I took what he laid out in his book and I started applying it. And I really started getting some better results. I started actually connecting with other human beings from stage, and that felt good. Then I really started to decide, I really decided to actually start doing what he said in his book and follow it. And I'm not talking just generally, I'm talking specifically. If he said to do it, I did it. It was like my manual. And so I got so excited and committed to following the process, to actually presenting on purpose. And do you know what happened? I started to prepare properly. I started to prepare using the fearless preparation method. My breath came back. I started thinking clearly. I was thinking fast and talking slowly. And I learned how to hit people in the heart and in the head. And I started to engage people. I started to have a two-way dialogue. I wasn't just verbal diarrhea at them. I was connecting and conversing. And I started strong and I finished strong. And I got more and more speaking work, which was so, so cool. And the journey for me all started with the realization that public speaking can be learnt. I knew that it was a skill set that I could learn how to do and become better at it. And I knew that with the right preparation, I could get rid of my fears and get my breathing right. And I knew that I had a story to tell. I just didn't know how to tell it on purpose. Success. Woot, woot. And using the fearless preparation method, I learned to tell on purpose stories. And you know what? Audiences enjoyed it. Not only did they enjoy it, they loved it. And I started getting better results. I started getting booked. Wow. And I never thought I'd start taking phone calls to speak in other states, in other countries. I was crafting my skills. I was building presentations that connected. I got to speak at conferences. Event organizers were on the phone. I was flown around this planet to speak to groups everywhere. I authored 5 books, and it just gave me such a platform to share my story and to connect with people in businesses and the general public, because public speaking is a skill set that it's just about communicating with other human beings. I built businesses. I made a difference. And you know what? 15 years of work has gone into helping others do what I do. And it was a few years ago, actually, that I was speaking in Adelaide. I was doing a session down there. And a lady called Meryl came up after one of the sessions. She said, Anton, I really, really want to do what you do. She asked me if I could teach her to do what I was doing. She was in a government department down there in South Australia. So I took all of the experience that I had at the time, and it was a bit less than 15 years then, and I put it into a training package that I delivered to that government department. And I've since delivered to corporates all over the world. What I do now is I teach people how to prepare in such a way they'll never be fearful again, and that they can talk and present on purpose. Now, let me tell you about Meryl. The results that Meryl got were amazing. The reason that Meryl reached out is because she had a fear of public speaking that was like nothing that I've ever seen before, nothing that I've ever heard of before. She feared for her life when she was speaking. It was so grave. She came to me after the session, one day of working with Meryl, and here on the screen is her testimonial. She never believed that in one day she could go from being so fearful to presenting a story to a group without fear. Isn't that amazing? And I think I'm probably more grateful than anything that I was able to share that experience with her and be able to give her that skill set. And I'll just finish off her testimonial. I've never felt so confident as a speaker as I do now. And I never thought that I would. She actually never believed that she could get over the fear. And that's not uncommon because, and I've heard it even today, people let fear get the better of them. And it's just, they just don't know how to prepare properly, seriously. And here's the thing. If you try to learn this on your own, you will go on a great learning journey and you'll learn so many lessons along the way, and you probably still won't prepare properly. And you probably still won't craft a story properly. And you won't go out and touch the hearts and the minds that I know you can and that you should. And fearless preparation sets speakers up to deliver their message on purpose and to hit people in the hearts and the head. And here's the secret. It's a 3-step process. The first one, the fearless preparation method. Using our Triple E process, which is all about energy, engagement, and entertainment, we help you practice your sessions so that you can vision. Yes, use your vision to create a great presentation and to breathe through it. Breathe through it. I'll teach you how to breathe so that you'll never lose your breath again. And I'll teach you how to focus on what it is that you're doing so that you stay in flow. You will think fast and talk slow. Now, being on purpose is all about knowing what your why is. What's the why of your session? Are you speaking? Are you presenting? Are you training? That's the first thing to think about. And then the next thing is, what stories can you tell that will make a difference? And the third thing about being on purpose is delivering it with a very, very solid start, some content in the middle, and a very, very solid finish, which is a call to action. And then the third thing is, get started. Get into action like I did. Don't quit your job, or maybe you do. Whatever it is for you. Whatever your action is, you can take action today to create your speaking skill set or your speaking business. You really, really can. And here's why this is important, because I tried everything. I spent years learning this. And now what you're learning today and what you're going to learn through this session is 15 years of experience packaged up. And you know what? I didn't think I could do this. I tried really, really hard in the early days. And I really do wish that I had this training 15 years ago. And here it is. Here's the fearless preparation method. Step 1, step 5. From 1 week out to 1 second out, to the moment that someone introduces you. And here's Anton Guinea to speak about fearless preparation. Great. What am I doing in the second before I'm focusing on what I'm going to say? And I'm focusing on what my opening is going to be. Before I've even done that, I've taken 3 breaths into my tummy to really make sure that I think clearly. Did you know that your brain is the biggest user of oxygen in your body? If you're not oxygenated, you cannot speak clearly. And I've already visioned it an hour out before I even start speaking. I'm clear in my mind exactly what people are going to feel, think, and experience during my session. Clearly. I've pictured it. I've practiced my session 5 times. Yes, 5 times. To my wife, to the mirror, or to a video, so that I can see what I look like, what I come across as. And it all starts with preparation. And can I tell you something? PowerPoint is not for you as a speaker. It's for your audience. It's for the visual learners. There's different learning styles out there. Please don't put up a PowerPoint presentation and read from it. Please know your material so well that if PowerPoint failed, you could still deliver your session. That is fearless preparation, so that you can present with clarity, prepare, practice, vision it, breathe it, and focus it. There it is, laid out, 15 years worth of experience in what you do for the week leading up to your session. And if you want to know about results and people that have got it, Jared Krause on our Facebook page, out in the public domain. Anton is an absolute master at what he does, and he makes it fun, absolutely. There's an entertainment part to this. I've had the pleasure to learn so much from him. I highly recommend anyone who has the chance to do the same. So Jared's taking his speaking, he's taking his business to the next level. Jared's a 7-figure turnover business owner who has been helped by us to build that business with speaking skills. Now, I get it. You can't get over your fears, right? You'll never be able to get over them. I've had a conversation with someone already today who said, Anton, you will not be able to get me over my fears of public speaking. It's just too embedded in my psyche. I shake and I sweat. Can I tell you something? You can. It's a skill. I hear people telling me they don't have a story. I'm here to tell you that every single person on the planet has a story. Life doesn't happen to us. It happens for us, to work through us. Our experience matters. You are obliged, as I am, to go out and tell your story and make a difference on this planet. And a lot of people don't know where to start. I get it. At step 1, you're preparing a session, and you know what? You move through step 2, and all of a sudden, you don't know what the first step is. You don't know what the opening is, and you don't know what it is that you're really trying to do to make a difference. And not only that, you don't know what the first step is to actually even put all this in place. And once you get through step 1, so we've talked about the fearless preparation method, I want to move you to step 2, on purpose presenting. What on purpose presenting is, it's very, very specifically why you're there. What's the purpose of your presentation? Are you speaking, presenting, or training? And knowing that, and knowing that speaking is different to presenting, is different to training, will help you set your session up. It'll help you set your energy up to deliver for either half an hour or for 3 days straight, if that's what you want to do. Now, what on purpose presenting is also about is telling stories, the right stories that are not only engaging, that are not only entertaining, that are not only energetic, they are also relevant. They're also relatable, and they're also revealing. So people get a revealing moment, like an aha moment when you tell them your story. And then the delivery. What's the delivery process look like? How do you start? Please. And I know that I started this session today by thanking you. Please, if you're in front of a group, please don't thank them for being there. That is 5 or 10 seconds of the time that you're there that they don't get value from. Please jump up and jump straight into a story. You don't know how to do that? That's cool. It's really, really easy. Just imagine that you go from being introduced and the first word is the first word of your story. Simple. Or of a story. You've got this. You've got this. And it took me forever, seriously, to work this out. Well, what felt like forever, it took years to work this out. When you're in front of a room, to work out whether you are speaking, presenting, or training is so important. It's actually crucial to understand that, because understanding that means that you will prepare your session properly. And we're going to go back to preparation, because preparation actually never stops. Fearless preparation doesn't stop, as you saw, until you start speaking. It's the second before you still fearlessly preparing. Remember, though, to be on purpose, you need to know how to tailor your material. As part of that process, again, please make sure you've got stories that are relevant, relatable, and revealing. So as a triathlete, for example, I talk in triathlon terms. I use triathlon stories. Now, if my audience are triathletes, and I know a lot of groups that are and that know what I mean by triathlon, I'll use those stories. If they can't relate to a triathlon, guess what? I won't use those stories. They've got to be relatable. Finally, as part of the delivery, please start, continue, and finish strongly. And you know what? I'm just so grateful that I've learnt these skills and that I can now teach you these skills, because it lets me travel the world. And here's a session recently with a group of salespeople. This particular organization, an amazing organization. I'm so grateful to every single one of my clients that lets me have them in their life. This particular business is about 14,000 people in this business. Yes, you heard right, 14,000. And here's some of the key salespeople that help grow this business. This business has written 22 billion lines of code. They're software programmers. Now, they called me in, thank you again, to help their sales team craft their message and to be on purpose with their sales presentations. And it's so great just to see them going from strength to strength. And I'm back there in a month, and we're going to do a check-in to make sure that they're getting the results that they need to get. And again, you might think that the skills that I shared with that particular business or that I share with other people are unteachable. Here's a message that I got recently. I believe that I'm unteachable. Can you believe that? I imagine getting a message from someone who believes in their heart of heart that they can't learn this skill set. That breaks my heart. I believe I'm unteachable. I can do meetings. When I do talk, I find myself shaking and sweating. I've got 42 guys that work for me. And when I speak to them of a morning, I'm so confident and I'm a great leader. You put me in a boardroom with highly intelligent people and I fall to bits. I've had a conversation with this particular individual today. We're going to change that mindset. We're going to show that individual that public speaking can be learnt. Now, so we talked through step 1, which is fearless preparation. We've talked through step 2, which is on purpose presenting. Here's step 3, finding the opportunity for you to speak. This is very, very clearly step 3. What opportunity is it that you need to start? So have you got a presentation that you're ready to go? So is step one fearlessly preparing, blah, 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 fearlessly preparing? Or is step one going and getting a talk, organising a session so that you can prepare it fearlessly and present it on purpose? What's step one for you? And I'm here for you right now, in this moment, right now, as you're doing this training. I want you to put your hand on your heart and make a commitment right now that you will go and take step one, whatever that is for you. Please, I know what my step one was, and it was a major, major life change to go and grow a business. It might not be that for you. It might be that you're just going to go and get a session organised. It might be that you're going to do a Facebook Live. It might be that you're going to craft a presentation that you can deliver. Whatever step one is for you. I'm now asking for not only a commitment, I'm giving you absolute permission, and I'm going to hold you accountable if you let me. When we get to the end of this session, I'm going to hold you accountable. So prepare fearlessly, be on purpose, find the right audience to talk to. Always ask for feedback. It's something that served me really, really well over time. I never do a session without asking for feedback. And then what I do is I repeat. I implement feedback instantaneously. So if I've done a session and I got some feedback on how I could improve it, I will update the presentation as version 2 before I've even gone to sleep that night. And the reason I do that is so that I don't forget, so that I've got version 2. Even though a lot of our training, we will never deliver twice, ever. We'll never deliver twice. I still want to have the best. I want my presentation to be 100% before I go to bed that night, even if I'm never going to deliver it again, because it locked in for me how I can improve. And that's such an important part of speaking. Now, here's some more results. And this isn't so much the result of someone that I sort of encouraged or taught to speak. This is what I get to experience on a daily basis. Anton, I just wanted to write you a quick email to extend to you my sincerest, most heartfelt. Anyone that speaks from the heart connects with me. For sharing your knowledge on safety and resilience training last week. Isn't that beautiful? Is that the most beautiful thing that can ever hit your inbox or your survey results? It is so good. You've taught me a lot about myself that I did not know. The information you shared with us is invaluable. This is what you will get to do. Have an invaluable impact on people's lives. This is what speaking does. This is what presenting does. It's such an amazing skill set. It will change your life. Now, I get it. I get that you still think you might not have a story. I get that you're not sure how to craft that story. I get that, and I've been there. I get that you're not sure that anyone will even listen. And I get, like I did, you think you might put them to sleep. And I've had that experience. Please do not provoke. Please do not deprive people of the opportunity to hear you speak and hear your story. Please do not go to bed tonight without taking action. Please do not go to bed without committing to yourself, not to me, to yourself. You will tell your story. Don't miss out on this opportunity. You are now today, right here, right now, at a pivotal turning point in your life where you can go two ways. You can stay where you are, or you can fulfill the commitment that you're making to yourself and to me to a degree to take action. Because the process, very, very simply, is to hit people in the head and to hit them in the heart. If you came and spent time with us, if you came and spent 2 days with us, imagine what you could learn. Imagine if we unpacked this material for you over 2 days. And you can do that. And I'm happy. I'd love, not only am I happy to, I'd love to have you on a course with us for 2 days. And in our courses, we video you so that you get to get a feel for what it's like, and you get something to take away with you so that you can actually learn from and improve on. We teach you about day one, hitting people in the head, and we give you head information. On day 2, we allow you to have an experience, a speaking experience. And we want you over the whole 2 days to have an experience yourself where you have some heartfelt moments like that message that I got from one of my participants and audience members. So if you'd like to, the process that we go through and that we take people through to really, really learn and cement this information is a 2-day workshop. Now, your action might be to jump on a call with us and lock into one of our workshops. And I'd love to have you at one of the workshops, because over 2 days, we'll help you craft your message. What do you really want to say? We'll help you craft your presentation and help you educate, entertain, and enroll people. We'll help you prepare it with care. And here's that fearless preparation method. Prepare, practice, vision, breathe, focus. Very simple and straightforward. And then we'll help you be on purpose on day 2. Know your why. Present, train, or speak. Storytell for impact and deliver. Start, continue, and finish strong. That's how we've packaged 15 years, or how I have, of 15 years worth of learning into a training program that will take you from here to here. And I guarantee it. I give you my commitment to you is a personal guarantee that this material will take you from where you are to there, and you will be fearless. You will be on purpose at the end of this. And my ROI is, and we're going to keep going, even though my dog outside would like to come in and say hi. We're going to keep going because I know that you'll get an ROI from this. And what would that ROI be like? Like, how good would it feel? I'm here to tell you that it is an amazing feeling to be able to present on purpose and not let distractions stop you or slow you or stop your thinking. You might even want to monetize this, like I do. I get paid to speak. You might want to monetize this skill set once you know it. And guess what? Here's my question to you. If you could change lives by telling your story, would it be worth it? And would you want to do that? And I know the answer to that is yes. As I said, please book in for a strategy call. I'd love to talk to you. Here's my calendar. So you can click on the link below, and I'll put that link below. So let's get on a call and talk through. And look, in 30 minutes, we can talk through the fearless preparation method, and we can also talk through how you can be on purpose and really address some of those really key things for you and really polish up your presentation and get you to take action. Now, please email me. My email is going to be below. It's very, very simple. It's anton@theguineagroup.com.au. anton@theguineagroup.com.au. And it's below as well. So I really want you to email me and just tell me which one of our 5 books you'd like a copy of. And if you're lucky, I might even send you more than one. Actually, I might even send you 3. I love the number 3. So if you email me at the end of this for a free copy of one of the electronic versions of one of our books, I will send you 3 ebooks. And if you give me a bit of an idea of what a big ticket item for you is, so whether it's telling your story or preparation or employee engagement or whatever it is, if you tell me what a big important element that you'd like to learn is, I'll send you a book that's tailored to that requirement. Or I'll send you just one of our 3 books that will help you take your life and your presenting to the next level. Good luck. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you've got heaps of value. You've got our fearless preparation method. You've got our on purpose presenting strategy. Now it's time for you to take action. Have fun, all the best, and speak on purpose and with passion.